Djokovic's first warning to Alcaraz after their ATP Finals draw in Turin. The Serbian Novak Djokovic, 38 years old and world number 5, continues to enjoy himself on a tennis court. That's why he sees no expiration date for his career, even though it's becoming increasingly difficult for him to stay physically sharp in Grand Slam matches against stars like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Noel picks his schedule and goals as he pleases. With 24 Grand Slam titles, he can afford to do so. Just as he chose to skip the ATP Masters 1000 in Paris and instead play in the current ATP 250 in Athens, where he has personal interests, he owns the rights to the event that originated in Serbia, was later moved to Bosnia, and is now based in Greece, where he lives after disagreements with his country's government. Athens is a family business, also an opportunity for him to keep adding semi-final appearances. He qualified for the 199th of his career after beating Portuguese Nuno Borges, 28 years old and ranked number 47, 7-6, 1, 6-4 in 1 hour and 43 minutes. On Friday, he'll face either Germany's Yannick Hanfmann or the American Marcos Giron. He has now recorded his 200th indoor victory. The entire tennis world is watching him closely because the ATP Finals, the tournament for the 8 Masters of the season, begins Sunday, November 9th, and will run until the 16th. Everyone is eager to know if his name appearing in the draw means he's officially confirmed for the finals. Once the group distribution was made public, Djokovic sent an early message to the leader of his group, Carlos Alcaraz, who tops a Jimmy Connors group completed by American Taylor Fritz and Australian Alex de Minaur. Novak Djokovic has won the Nitto ATP Finals 7 times, including 2 of his most recent appearances in 2022 and 2023. In the 2023 semifinals, he defeated Alcaraz, who, in his third appearance, will aim to win a title that only 2 Spaniards have claimed before, Manolo Orantes and Alex Corretja. The player from Murcia trains in Turin, while the Serbian gains momentum in his new home, Athens. Novak Djokovic had a clash with a journalist this Friday during the press conference following his semifinal in Athens against Jannik Hanfmann. He was asked about statements that apparently placed Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz on another level above any other player in history. The 24-time Grand Slam winner demanded respect for his generation. Djokovic had to correct, with some irritation, a journalist during the post-match press conference after his win over Hanfmann. According to the journalist, Sinner and Alcaraz had taken tennis to another level. The Serbian immediately clarified his comments. The journalist, according to Serbian reporter Nemanja Stanojevic, who was present at the press conference of the tournament organized by Djokovic's brother and family, quickly apologized. Novak ended the exchange with a smile. "It's all good, these things happen." The ATP Finals are taking shape at the Analpi Arena in Turin, where players are testing their form on the main court and practice courts. The competition starts Sunday, the 9th, and runs until the 16th. 2 big prizes are at stake: the title, defended by Italy's Jannik Sinner, and the world number 1 ranking, contested between Sinner and Spain's Carlos Alcaraz, who mathematically has the better chance to finish the year as number 1. It's in his hands. The Italian would need to win the title and get some help from Alcaraz's results. It's the great rivalry of modern tennis. For the second consecutive season, they've split the Grand Slam crowns, 2 each, and contested 3 of the 4 finals. They clearly dominate the professional circuit. Sinner is at home, with indoor hard courts as his allies. Alcaraz faces the challenge after his early exit in Paris, but arrives mentally and physically fresh. Drawn into different groups, they could only meet in the semifinals or final. There's still nearly a week left for that possibility, but it was surprising to see both deciding to train together for almost 2 hours, something that usually risks revealing preparation secrets. Nevertheless, they spent an hour practicing strokes on the training courts, then played a simulated set on the main court, where they'll compete. The order of play hasn't been released yet, and one spot in the finals remains to be decided, between Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime and Italy's Lorenzo Musetti, who needs to win the title in Athens, where Novak Djokovic is also competing in the semifinals, already qualified for the year-end Masters but still keeping his participation uncertain. The Serbian was drawn into the same group as Alcaraz, alongside American Taylor Fritz and Australian Alex de Minaur, who would be the Spaniard's first opponent unless there are last-minute changes. In the group led by Sinner are Germany's Alexander Zverev, American Ben Shelton, and either Auger-Aliassime or Musetti. Alcaraz and Sinner showed great chemistry, as did their teams, during their meeting in Turin. It's a rivalry marked by sportsmanship and mutual drive to improve in what has become the defining duel of modern tennis, with Alcaraz holding the upper hand, 10 wins in their 15 encounters. These were the best moments from the Alcaraz-Sinner practice session in Turin. Massive excitement in Turin on Friday morning as Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner shared a practice session on the main court of the ATP Finals venue. It's not common to see the world's top two players training together, but both performed at a high level and delivered some memorable moments. The Spaniard and the Italian shared just over an hour and a half of practice, exchanging light-hearted comments as usual. They first warmed up and hit on an adjacent court, then moved to the main stage for a match simulation featuring one set and a tiebreak. Backed by local fans, Sinner took the set 6-3 after jumping ahead 3-0, while the tiebreak went to the player from El Palmar. The Serbian Novak Djokovic, 38 years old and world number 5, continues to enjoy himself on a tennis court. That's why he sees no expiration date for his career, even though it's becoming harder to stay physically sharp in Grand Slam battles against players like Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Noel picks his schedule and goals as he wishes. With 24 Grand Slam titles, he can afford it, just as he chose to skip the Masters 1000 in Paris and play the ATP 250 in Athens instead, where he has business interests, owning the rights to the event that started in Serbia, moved to Bosnia, and is now based in Greece, where he resides after tensions with the Serbian government. The entire tennis world is watching him, as the ATP Finals, featuring the season's 8 best players, begin Sunday, November 9th, and end on the 16th. Everyone wonders whether Djokovic's inclusion in the draw also confirms his participation. Once the group stage was announced, Djokovic sent his first message to group leader Carlos Alcaraz, who heads the Jimmy Connors group alongside Taylor Fritz and Alex de Minaur. Novak Djokovic has lifted the Nitto ATP Finals trophy 7 times, including 2022 and 2023. In last year's semifinals, he knocked out Alcaraz, who, in his third appearance, will try to win a title that only 2 Spaniards, Manolo Orantes and Alex Corretja, have ever captured. While the Spaniard trains in Turin, the Serbian is getting ready in Athens. Alcaraz, with Djokovic. Carlos Alcaraz didn't have much luck in the ATP Finals draw. His group is one of the toughest, featuring Novak Djokovic as the main rival, while Jannik Sinner benefited from a more favorable draw in the other group. The ATP Finals are just around the corner, kicking off Monday in Turin. The grand finale of the tennis season brings together the world's top 8 players and will be decisive in determining the sport's current balance of power. After Jannik Sinner took the world number 1 spot from Carlos Alcaraz at the Paris Masters 1000, the Spaniard now has a chance to reclaim it. To do so, he must reach the semifinals undefeated or make it to the final. It won't be easy, as the group draw made clear. In Alcaraz's group, luck wasn't on his side. The Spaniard tends to struggle on very fast courts, and this won't be an exception. Moreover, after losing his Paris opener to Cameron Norrie, he arrives with limited references from his indoor season. Having to face Novak Djokovic, if the Serbian ultimately competes, as expected, doesn't make things easier. The all-time ATP Finals record holder returns after missing the 2024 edition. Alongside them are 2 dangerous opponents who can challenge both top guns. One is Taylor Fritz, one of the best performers of the year, although he's struggled indoors lately, suffering heavy losses in Basel and Paris. More consistent is Alex de Minaur, a steady, resilient player who always complicates matches, though Alcaraz has historically handled him well. Sinner, with better luck. In Jannik Sinner's case, currently world number 1, though he'll lose the position Monday pending results in Turin, his main rival will be Alexander Zverev. The German showed in Paris that when he's in form, he can beat anyone, but he also faltered in big matches, like when Sinner crushed him in the semifinals. Then there's the supposed underdog, Ben Shelton, who's struggled with injuries and inconsistency in recent months. The final group member will be either Felix Auger-Aliassime or Lorenzo Musetti, depending on who wins in Athens. The Canadian would make the group tougher, while Musetti, on paper, would face more difficulties. Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner are already in Turin, preparing well in advance for the season's final showdown. The 2025 ATP Finals will not only decide the last big champion of the year, they'll also determine who finishes as world number 1. Still, neither goal undermines the close friendship between the Spaniard and the Italian, who reunited at the Inalpi Arena and shared a laugh-filled hug, a warm scene that leaves everyone eager for the action to begin.